Hello there. Good morning, good day, and good evening to whenever you may be listening. My name is Mr. Monts. And, bit of stuff yesterday. Sorry about all that, but it's stuff that I needed to get off my chest about. Since I got back from watching that movie, I wanted to talk about it. But we're not going to focus too hard on that, because I wanted to first off thank everyone for tuning in, whoever's tuning in to listen, as I really appreciate it. All the amount of views that I get on my videos, whether they be on SoundCloud or on YouTube, I appreciate, and especially ones on SoundCloud, as my second episode that I did has now reached 200 views. I greatly appreciate that. If any of you listen to that and then carry on to listen to this, I know that's not a lot of you, but still, I really appreciate it. And my third podcast is getting a lot more views now, which is also very good to see. And so, we shall hopefully continue on with this trend, and move on to news that has happened this week. So, let's get straight into it. First up, opening up this week, continuing the trend earlier this year of sequels to movies that I'm not really sure people really asked for. But we've got anyway. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, a sequel to a movie that came out, I honestly do not know how long ago, but it was quite a while ago. Basically, marriage has been tougher for certain people. Not relationship was also sparked, but family seems to be turning about on its head. I'm really not entirely sure what it's about, nor what the first one was even about. And it's a film I've never really seen before. So, and apparently this came out. 2002 is when the original came out. So, 14 years later, we finally get the sequel to Big Fat Greek Wedding, which was really well received. Doesn't look the same for the sequel, but you never know. It might be quite an interest. So, if you're interested in that, go give it a look. Also, there's nothing really else of substance coming out this week, other than Batman v Superman, which I already talked about my rambling thoughts in detail. Hopefully hopefully at some point during next week I should have seen this movie again, and maybe after that I can give a bit more detail into why I feel the way I do about the movie, in its shortcomings and all around. But here's the thing, if lots of people are going to see it anyway, which I won't stop them for, and if anyone of you out there wants to go see the movie for yourself, have your own opinions built on it, go right ahead. We all have our different opinions, and we might find different enjoyment in it, so I'm not going to stop you. So, enough of that. That's movie news done and done with. So, moving on now with the weather. How is things going this week? Well, yesterday on Friday was actually a nice turnabout, as it was a nice, bright, sunny day. Perfect for going outside and doing some washing. And following suit today, absolute misery. Complete rain non-stop since the morning. Good thing I remembered to bring the washing in. But that's the way England goes. It's just, you can't stay good and sunny for too long, otherwise everything will just turn about around and go back to the way things are. It's going to be still raining even after the sun goes down tonight. This is... word of notice for anyone living around it on Sunday. You might want to keep your ears out, because it looks like there's a high chance of thunderstorms. That's word of warning for that. It starts off in the morning at a 30% chance, but it gets more 70% towards the middle of the day. So, look about for that. What does it look like for, it's all around thunderstorms. Edinburgh seems to be just windy, so, but south, west and east of England, looks like it's just going to be a bunch of rain and horrid weather. Okay, well, that shows of what I'd find out about weather warnings and stuff, because apparently I don't keep myself up to date enough. But hey, that's one of the things for to look out for. But anyway, enough worrying about all that. That's the weather, and we shall deal with that as we come. Let's move on to the sports news, and some interesting stuff is now going on, as new football scores are coming in for the international friendlies. Not really sure what that is about, but it's a football game that's going on, and it's like we've got some England matches. Coming up tonight is England versus Germany at 19:45. UK time, that's central. I don't know what the specifics is, but that's going to happen tonight on just Saturday, and it'll completely date this podcast. And already had a bunch of games go on. Kazakhstan beat Azerbaijan. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Lithuania lost against Russia, which got 3 scores. Tied game, close game between Austria and Albania. Austria won 2-1, and Poland did a complete shutout here against Finland, which won 5-0. Hungary lost to is in losing to Croatia, which still has 63 minutes left on the clock. So maybe that's some stuff coming out. But pretty soon, we shall be seeing the Germany versus England match. Maybe if I did this podcast a little later, where I could have made live updates or something. But this is just a quick sports update for anyone interested in sports, which is a fair few people, I can understand. I'm not one of the biggest sporty person, but I enjoy what I see. And now for a random news story of the day. And this is the way that I go about with these random news stories is that while there is a whole bunch of things going on in the world, we try not to focus too hard on the serious stuff. But some things are different, and some things are things I'd rather not talk about, focus on. But one thing of interest that did happen this week is apparently a teachers' union votes for a strike ballot over academies. Basically, it's like teachers around England are calling for a one-day strike, part of a campaign that they're hoping to put against the plans that the academies are doing to try to force all schools in England to become an academy. Not really sure what this is specifying around, but this is something that really seems to be hard down on the whole situation between teachers and the Department of Education says union playing politics with the children's future. And the Education Secretary... Let's see, this is another problem with me looking into very specific news details, as it's very detailed and very difficult to convolute, so it's a bit hard to talk about. So yeah, it's like being around. So yeah, there's more details of this on the BBC website. There's a lot of other big news stories that have rather darker tones, but things that are looking better than others, and more politics and stuff. And I can see this is not my strong coming with news and things, but nothing else has really happened this week. But if stuff has happened, then sometimes it gets a little bit hard doing these kinds of podcasts, just trying to talk about random stuff during the week. I think of things to talk about, trying to do this and that, but I kind of like what I do. Just keeping update on the world as it goes, and seeing how if any can give any insight to other people's connection to the outside world, and stuff like that. Plus, it's something I like doing. I like talking. I like doing this. It's a nice little hobby. So, I just need to keep myself in the right swing, the right mood to do these things, and hopefully I'll be a lot better at this. I mean, we're on our 8th podcast now, so if anybody's still listening, if anyone's still listening and continuing with this podcast, I thank you for the support, and I greatly appreciate you sticking with around, listening to a bit more. And now the music comes in to fade out our podcast. I would like to thank once again everyone listening in on YouTube and on SoundCloud. Anyone writing to follow and comment, be my guest. I'd very appreciate it. And I will join you again next week. Things should be back to normal swing, and hopefully everything will work out much better. And until I hear from you again, this is Mr. Monts signing off. Have a good day.